Welcome into the SoAZ VB Network, where we are live here at Santa Cruz Valley High School, awaiting tonight's matchup between the Bisbee Pumas and the Santa Cruz Dust Devils. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Daniel Guevara. Alongside me is Lupe Ramirez and Chris Kidney.
What up, what up?
And we have Benji Guevara, who's going to be running the camera here tonight. And we have ourselves what should be a great matchup as both teams come in at 1-1. What are your guys' thoughts as we get ready for kickoff here tonight?
Yeah, I'm just loving the whole fact that we get to have, once again, that combination of the South and Pinal County going up here. The interesting part here is that you pretty much got a Bisbee that just came off of a really hard loss with Douglas in the Pick, which is the oldest, longest running rivalry over, I think, in the history, actually.
I think it spans over 150 years.
Yeah, it's a long time. Long time, but they're mad and bitter, so they might be lashing out tonight here on Santa Cruz. But what's your view on it?
I'm looking forward to a pretty evenly matched game. Both teams, other than the color schemes, they look identically the same. Seeing them warm up, I get the same sentiment that this is going to be pretty much just like the Pueblo game, a very close and defensive-minded game.
And so both teams played each other last year, as we are on and away, as Bisbee is going to get the ball first, and their returner is going to get to about the 30-yard line, and that was number 7, Juan Navarro. So for both teams, they played each other last year with Bisbee winning 16-6. It was the first time these schools had played since 2017, but the combined record is 4-2 in favor of Bisbee.
Oh, wow.
So this is the 7th matchup between both schools. But as the game progresses, we're going to talk about our impact players. As you'll see, one of them for Bisbee is going to be starting here at quarterback, and that's going to be number 3, Sebastian Lopez.
It's pretty much like the monkey wrench of the team.
And so last year he threw for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns and rushed for 64 yards.
Number 3, Sebastian Lopez with the completion to number 7, Navarro.
So you're going to have early on, and that's what you're going to see a lot with this team in Bisbee, is that a lot of it runs through the QB1, who not only leads the team in passing yards, but in rushing yards as well.
Yeah, you talk about Sebastian. He went 9 for 20 for 236 yards in their last game against Douglas. So he's probably looking for a little bit more retribution in this game, especially with them having a winning record against Santa Cruz.
And he's going to connect with Navarro again, and it looks like it'll be about a gain of 3, and it's going to be a 3rd and about 2 for the Pumas.
Number 3, Lopez with the pass completion.
And that's one thing we're kind of learning with these smaller schools here, is usually you see them grind it out, with the run, but now a lot of these teams are starting to develop great quarterbacks who seem to be airing it out a lot more, as it looks like the Dust Devils are going to hold the Pumas short on the play.
Well, I think what you're seeing is a lot of multi-dimension teams, because especially if you want to go deep in the playoffs or anything like that, you got to have, like, for instance, if you're run heavy, normally what they're going to do is they're going to do a cover 3, pack up the box, and just go chase the running backs. Whereas now you kind of have to sit back and go, well, what kind of defense should we be running right now? So that's the nice part about that. And
so the Pumas actually turned the ball over on the 3rd down play as the running back fumbled the ball, and it's recovered by the Dust Devils. So they're going to have 1st and 10 on the Pumas 35, and you're going to have number 10, Nathan Harris, under center. And they're going to start off in that pistol formation as he hands it off to Jonathan Ramos, who's going to try to hit the corner for a couple, but it looks like he may just get back to the line of scrimmage.
Very favorable field position for the Dust Devils right now. Let's see if they're able to take advantage of it.
And especially off of last year's score, how it was so low, it's really important to get those scores real quick. So handing over the ball on the opposite side of the field actually is probably one of the worst things we could do at this point in time. You want to make sure, because remember, last year it was a close score. I mean, they didn't get too many points on the board. So, I mean, you don't want to kind of give them this kind of field right at the bat.
And Harris, he threw for 114 yards last year with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. So we know that defense is going to play a big
was that last
factor.
week or last
year,
Oh, okay.
between these two teams.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And you're going to get a handoff to number 5 for the Dust Devils. That's Javar Williams. And he's going to lose yards on the play. So a quick 3rd down for the Dust Devils.
Just couldn't get on the outside.
And number 2, Bryson Meyer for the Pumas.
So we'll have a 3rd and 11. But both teams, you know, had a little bit of a struggle last year with Santa Cruz. They ended up going 5-4 last year. They had started 0-3 before going on a 5-game win streak and then losing their last game to Sequoia Pathway 3-0. While the Pumas ended up going 4-6, and they went 2-2 in the 2A San Pedro region. But it's a team that was outscored 196 to 261. So you can start seeing this year they're starting to put the ball in the end zone a lot more than they did last year. As there's a fumble on the play, and Harris looks like he's going to fall on it. But now you have a 4th and long for the Dust Devils. So not the start you wanted from both teams on their first drive on offense.
Now Benson's also got that new coach, Sean Hawley, coming in, who was up there at Hallbrook. Made the team up into the playoffs last year. So he's a fresh new start for their program as well.
Now the team under Coach Hawley is 1-1, correct?
Actually, I believe both teams on here are 1-1 right now.
Well, the Pumas have played 3 games. Their game against Madison Highland got shortened due to weather, which they were leading 13-0 as Harris is going to complete a nice pass to number 5.
Javar Williams with the reception.
And that's going to be good enough for a Dust Devils first down.
Way to take the risk at the beginning of the game. I mean, we just started. You're in your own field. Not a bad, you know. I mean, worst case scenario, they're still in their own side. You know what I mean? So, great attempt here.
So the risk was definitely worth it, as now it's 1st and 10 for the Dust Devils, as Ramos is going to get the ball and try to find something, and he's going to be wrapped up maybe for a gain of 1, but we do have a flag on the play, and we'll see what the call is going to be.
Number 75 had his helmet taken off, so he's going to have to run off the field there as well. I wonder if it's going to be like illegal hands to the face or something.
And we have holding on the Dust Devils, so that's going to set them 10 yards back, and that'll be our first penalty of the night.
And that's a horrible way to negate a beautiful throw from earlier. That all that hard work that they did to get back into the red zone, or in at least close to it, has just shot themselves in the foot, and now they're back 10 yards.
Yeah, we just wanted to try again.
Well, let's see how much the Dust Devils do air it out. You know, a lot of the offense does run between quarterback Harris and running back Ramos. So we'll see what they decide to do on the 1st and long, as you got both receivers who are going to run into each other, as the pass was intended for number 2, Ezekiel Perez.
Incompleted pass, thrown by number 10.
So a little miscommunication there on the route running, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 20 for the Dust Devils.
Now, you just tuning in, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel so you can always check out the future games that we have coming up. Actually, go ahead and give them a shout out for what game we have coming up next week.
Next week, we're going to be down at Vista Grande seeing the Spartans take on Desert Sunrise, the new 4A team out of Maricopa, as Harris is going to heave one to the end zone, have a receiver open as he connects with number 9, Sean Lewis Banda, for a Dust Devils touchdown. And that's how you rebound after the holding call.
I told you.
And strike for a long touchdown pass.
They just wanted to try again. That's all I told you.
So with 7:52 here in the first quarter, the Dust Devils strike first. And it looks like they're going to keep the offense out and go for 2. as the Dust Devils will be in a pistol formation, and the handoff's going to go to Ramos, who's going to get wrapped up, and the conversion will be no good. But what a connection between Harris and Banda for the Dust Devils touchdown. We had talked about that on our podcast. That was the one thing we wanted to see them get going was their offense. They came in averaging 18 points a game, but now they strike first and strike early. We know that for the first 2 games they were playing from behind and finally had their first lead in a game. But before we see the kickoff, we have our impact players coming into tonight. Both of them are going to be at quarterback. Chris, who do you got for the Bisbee Pumas?
I'm taking Sebastian Lopez. He's the do-it-all monkey wrench guy of the team. He does everything. Everything runs through Sebastian Lopez, the quarterback. So far this year alone, he's got 564 passing yards, 445 rushing yards, and 13 TDs that he's helped do so far alone.
All right, and Loopy, who do we got for the Dust Devils?
The impact player for the Dust Devils is going to be number 10, Nathan Harris. In his last game against Coolidge, he went for 252 and had 1 touchdown.
And you've seen him add to that total with that connection to Banda, as the Pumas look like they're going to have some good starting field position, as they are just shy of the 45-yard line.
Yes, sir. Between Banda and Williams, Harris has a couple of good weapon choices out there whenever he feels to air it out.
Pumas will start this possession at the 43, first and 10.
So we talked about number 3, Sebastian Lopez. You know, currently he ranks 15th in the state of Arizona and 5th in 2A when it comes to passing yards. So he definitely loves throwing the ball, but he also loves running the ball too, as you're going to see a run from the Pumas, and they're going to lose yards on the play, as that is ran by number 10, Lopez.
With the defensive stop for your Dutch Devils.
You got another Lopez on the team, huh?
So you got to wonder, you know, what should be the game plan for both teams coming into the night. You have the Pumas, who are really known for their offense, but they can definitely do things on defense, as it's going to be a sack on the play.
Big focus on 44.
Sebastian Lopez brought down
By Carlos
by number
Cruz.
44, Carlos Cruz.
And number 44 is already making a statement here for the Dust Devils on the defensive side. So we're going to have a 3rd and 11, and we'll see if the Pumas can get things going here on offense.
You can definitely see a lot of aggression on his pursuit.
And you're going to have Lopez roll to his right, and he's going to sling the ball downfield, and it's going to be intercepted by number 5, Javar Williams, who is going to get a break on it, and he's going to be brought down at the 30-yard line. So we have a turnover for the Dust Devils, but we do have a flag on the play that was downfield, and we'll see if we get anything as far as like maybe a pass interference or a holding call. So we got a holding on the offense, and that penalty is going to be declined. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Dust Devils. And what a big turnover. That's, like you talked about, Loopy, that's the statement you kind of want to set, you know, early on in this game, especially playing at home. And now you have 2 early turnovers from the Pumas that have given the Dust Devils excellent field position.
Yeah, and that's one thing that this Santa Cruz team definitely gets looked at in a certain way, because their defense and offensive line is a little bit undersized. A lot of teams feel like they could take advantage of that, but they really sleep on the secondary of Santa Cruz.
Timeout on the field.
So we're going to get a timeout on the field, and we'll be right back after this timeout, as it's 6-0 Dust Devils with 6:34.
Do you have a football player that's afraid of getting hit? How about a baseball player that's in a slump? Or how about just wanting to tweak your golf game just a little bit more? At Hypnosis Works LLC, we've been helping athletes overcome obstacles and tweak their focus for the last 8 years. Call us now for your free consultation, 520-465-7457.
Hey you, we've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son. We're here. You're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low pricing your priority.
All right, we are back with 6:34 left in the first quarter as it's 6-0 Santa Cruz. And you're going to have Harris drop back on the pass, and he's going to heave it down to the end zone again and just overshoot number 9, Banda, as they were looking for their second touchdown here in the first quarter.
They're going for it. They're going for it.
Don't let them get comfortable because they will do that all night.
And you got to love the touch, between both quarterbacks. They both can definitely air it downfield.
But in one case where Sebastian is more prone to run the ball and use his legs, I feel like Nathan is more trusting in his teammates to air it out, either to his receivers or his running back core.
So we got to stop in the action, as it looks like a receiver's going to have to come off the field for Santa Cruz, as that's number 5, Javar Williams, and taking his place will be number 8, Joaquin Ramos. So Harris will hand it off to Ramos, who's going to find a little bit of an opening up the middle and pick up a nice gain,
Good
about
legs.
6 or 7.
Strong legs.
And that's what you get from Ramos every time he touches the ball. He might not be the biggest running back that you will see, but he definitely has a lot of heart and is not afraid to lower his shoulder when he gets the chance. So another handoff to Ramos, who's going to look to pick up the first down, but it looks like he's going to come up just a little bit short, maybe about 2 yards, and it's going to be a 4th down, and I don't doubt that Santa Cruz is going to go for it here.
No, definitely. They're going to go for it, but the question is whether they're going to run it or are they going to try to take the defense off their toes and throw it here.
I think you go with a little play action.
Brings up 4th down.
So correction, it'll be 4th and 4 on the play. And we're going to get a timeout from Santa Cruz with 5:29 left in the quarter, and it's going to be a big 4th down. And we are going to take another break ourselves, so we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Ladies and gentlemen.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a super fan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
Hey, you. We've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son. We're here. You're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low pricing your priority.
All right, and we are back for a big 4th down play as Harris is going to keep it himself and looks like he might have enough for a Dust Devils first down. So now we have the Dust Devils who, that's their second 4th down conversion of the night. And will be inside right on actually the 15-yard line.
And you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Tommy Cortez and their offensive coordinator, Nico Flores, for having the guts to run on 4th down 2 times in a row, especially this early in the game.
Well, I think when you're on that side of the field, you just got to keep going for it, especially so early in the game, and especially since you've had success with the last time you did it.
So Harris is going to drop back and heave it into the end zone. And the ball's going to be knocked away as the pass was intended for number 5, Javar Williams.
Nice hit by number 14 on Bisbee.
And that was number 14, David Chapman.
Way to knock that ball out free.
So now we have a 2nd and 10 for the Dust Devils, as they're going to stay in this shotgun formation. They were either in the pistol or the shotgun formation, so we'll see what the call is. And it's another botched snap. It looks like Harris might have recovered it,
Recovery by number 10, Harris.
but we'll see what the call is. As it's going to, and the ball will stay with the Dust Devils, but the second snap here in this quarter that has led to a fumble and a lot of yards lost on the play. And so now we have about a 3rd and 20 for the Dust Devils, who seemed like they were having a promising drive here, converted on that big 4th down, but are left with another big conversion here on 3rd down.
Well, if the first few minutes have been any kind of tell of what we can expect for the rest of the evening, they're looking to bounce back after having a big botched play like that.
So the Dust Devils will come out in shotgun formation as we have a flag on the play, and it's going to be a false start on the Dust Devils. So now this drive, it seems like they're shooting themselves in the foot here.
Looks like I might have spoke too soon.
I think they're trying to go back to Coolidge.
So with the 3rd down play, what do you think the calls are here? Your options are very limited now. You know the defense probably thinks you're going to pass the ball.
You know, but I'll say it like this. I'm still playing smart because, like, you still got a 4th down, you know, and they've had success on the 4th down. So, I mean, you could see a run here, especially if they're not expecting it.
Well, let's see what Coach Tommy Cortez dials up for his offense, as Harris is going to drop back. And he's going to try to get away as he dumps the ball down to Ramos. A nice find as Ramos looks to maybe get a gain of about 1.
Way to turn something out of nothing on that.
Where the Pumas were almost ready to pick up a sack there, Harris was able to find Ramos, and he was at least able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So do you either you guys know about their kicking game?
So I believe they're a team that they are kind of like a post and Butte Broncos. They will rely on the 2-point conversions throughout the game.
Okay. So, I mean, I could see a 4th down play then. Or are they going to go with a kick here? I don't see a kicking. Yeah, he's going back out.
So we are at 3 minutes left here in the first, and a big 4th and 25 for the Dust Devils.
See, I don't
and you never know, like, when these teams come out in these formations, sometimes they do that little pooch punt by the quarterback, but Harris is going to pass the ball, and it's going to be a big opening for number 5, Javar Williams.
See, but I don't see that as a bad play, regardless. I mean, if you're going to kick the ball, the chances of it going in, you're probably winding up at the 20, 25, whatever the case might be. Here, you're still deep in, and you're handing the ball over to him to march the length of the field pretty much. So it's a smart play one way or another.
And it's going to be a 1st down for the Pumas. But Williams almost picked up the 1st down, coming up 8 yards short on the play. So now let's see what the Pumas can do on their 3rd possession, as we have seen their offense not be able to get things going early on, and quarterback Sebastian Lopez has had to scramble quite a bit in the first 2 drives.
Let's see if Santa Cruz continues on with that pressure that Lopez has been tasting for the first 10 minutes of this game.
So Lopez is going to hand the ball off, and the running back is going to pick up about a gain of 2 on the play. And that's going to be handed off to number 2, Bryston Meyer. And that's another running back to kind of keep your eyes on, as outside of Lopez, he kind of takes the load when it comes to the running back position.
Exactly. Last week he rushed for 66 yards and a touchdown against Douglas, so he's going to look to capitalize on that same type of performance tonight.
And Lopez is going to keep the ball up the middle and pick up about a gain of 5 on the play, and it's going to be a 3rd and about 3 for the Pumas. So even though Lopez is probably having to run and scramble up the middle a lot more than he's liking to start the game, he's still picking up positive yards here early on the drive.
Few but positive yards.
So Lopez is going to make a pass, and the pass is going to be broken up
by number 8.
Incompletion by number 3 Lopez.
And that's going to be
Joaquin Ramos and Daniel Contreras.
Broken up by number 8, Joaquin Ramos.
So now we have a 4th down for the Pumas, and it looks like they might be punting it back to Santa Cruz. So you got to give it up to Santa Cruz's defense here early in the first quarter, picking up 2 big turnovers and now forcing another punt, or actually the first punt for the Pumas, but getting the ball back to their offense rather quickly.
Oh.
And so we are...
The little mistakes will get you.
And so as we were awaiting the punt, it was a bad snap there, and Santa Cruz falls on top of it and now has amazing field position as they are look like they are going to be inside the 15-yard line. So 3 huge turnovers by the Pumas here in the first quarter.
That was a good heads up by Ezekiel Perez on that. Get on that ball.
Absolutely, and I think that now if you're Santa Cruz, you got to take advantage of these moments that your defense and special teams is giving you, as Ramos is going to take another handoff and pick up about 6 on the play.
Michael Coronado pick up about 6 yards on the carry.
And now we're coming into about the final minute in the quarter, and let's see if Santa Cruz is going to be able to punch it in the end zone. So Harris will be in the shotgun formation with Ramos to his right. Ramos is going to get the handoff again.
Handoff from
And we'll
Harris.
maybe pick up 1 on the play. So it seems like early on,
28,
Ramos is trying to get things going, but the holes are closing rather quickly when it comes to the Pumas defense. You know, but how have you been impressed with the Pumas defense so far in the first quarter, especially having to defend their own end zone rather quickly?
They've been able to hold their own so far, with only being able to give up 6 points on that really good reception between Banda and Harris.
Number 10, Harris.
And Harris is going to rush it up the middle for a quarterback keeper, and we'll see if that's good enough for a Dust Devils first down. So we have a 4th and inches on the play, and that's going to take us down to the end of the first quarter. So after 1, it's Dust Devils 6, Pumas 0, and we will be back for the start of the second quarter.
Do you have a football player that's afraid of getting hit? How about a baseball player that's in a slump? Or how about just wanting to tweak your golf game just a little bit more? At Hypnosis Works LLC, we've been helping athletes overcome obstacles and tweak their focus for the last 8 years. Call us now for your free consultation, 520-465-7457.
Hey you, we've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son, we're here, you're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low price is your priority.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a superfan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
Hey, you. We've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son. We're here. You're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your...
All right, and we are back for the start of the fourth, as it's start of the second, I'm sorry, as Ramos is going to get the handoff on the 4th and inches play and punch it in for a Dust Devils touchdown and extend the Dust Devils lead to 12-0. And we knew that Coach Tommy Cortez was going to go for it on that 4th down play. But now he's sending his offense right back out there, as you were asking, Chris, about the field goal. So they are a team that loves to go for 2. And we'll see if they can convert on this one, as now we have a flag on the play, which is signaling false start against the Dust Devils. So that will push them back 5 yards. But now after the Dust Devils have gotten the ball in great field position early on, do you think that this is going to start to affect the conditioning of the Pumas defense, having to be on the field for that long in the first quarter and then the start of the second? Because we know that on both teams, a lot of the kids play both ways. Do you think that'll have an effect for the Pumas?
I don't think it will have too much of an effect, especially with it being this early in the game. It'll be a little too hard to tell. But at the same time, the offense doesn't really spend too much time on the field themselves. So
2-point conversion, no good.
For the players that do play on both sides of the ball, it's got to be tough.
And we had a holding call on the Dust Devils, but Ramos wasn't able to get the ball in the end zone anyway. So the Pumas will decline that, and the lead will stay 12 Santa Cruz, 0 Bisbee. So here are some of the upcoming games for both teams, as we've seen Bisbee knock off Benson and then lost last week, I think, on the goal line to Douglas. And then you had Santa Cruz pick up a victory against Trivian Prep, but lost to Coolidge last week. But after this game, you have Benson, who's going to go down and play, or actually have Catalina come down to them, who is currently 2-0 and might possibly have a chance to go 3-0 tonight. While you have
Xavier Montiel with the reception or the return.
And then you're going to have the Dust Devils after this game going to be hosting Arte Prep, who currently sits at 1-2 on the year. So the Pumas are going to start the ball right around the 38, 39-yard line.
Pumas will start at the 38, 1st and 10.
So Lopez is going to start off in the shotgun formation, have a quarterback keeper, and pick up about 5 on the play.
Lopez with the quarterback keeper. Brought down by number 65 for your Dust Devils.
And they're going to kind of go a little bit quick here. Try to keep the Dust Devils on their heels, as it looks like the ball's going to be handed off to Bryson Meyer, number 2, who's just going to have enough to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It looks like they give him maybe 1 at best.
Number 2, Bryson Meyer with the carry.
So a big 3rd down for the Pumas, who are looking to keep their drive alive and try to possibly get in the end zone. But
the ref was trying to signal something before the play started, so I don't think there's really anything on the play.
I don't think they called the ball live yet, so the Pumas are trying to do that no-huddle offense, kind of go quickly, but the referee halted them there, as now Sebastian is going to hold on to the ball. and he's going to be wrapped up by number 15, and that's going to be Daniel Contreras. But now we have a late flag on the play.
It's unsportsmanlike is what they're going to call unnecessary roughness. Kind of got tangled up. I don't know if it was necessarily something he was trying to do, but it just looked a little excessive. So they kind of threw it on that one. But that's probably going to give him a first down.
So we have you were right on there, unsportsmanlike conduct. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on the Dust Devils, and it's going to give the Pumas their first down of the night.
Yeah, you can tell by a bunch of the people in the crowd that they weren't happy with that one.
And so those are the things you don't want if you're Santa Cruz. You know, you have the Pumas already on their heels here in the first half. Haven't been able to get anything going, but those penalties definitely hurt, as you're going to have Lopez throw out to his receiver, and it's going to be a hard hit on the play.
We had projectile on that play.
Trying to see which receiver that was that caught the ball.
I just want to know what flew across the field.
And that's going to be
lost a sticker off their helmet.
Right? Something flew off.
And that was going to be completed to number 36, Xavier Montiel. And that was only a gain of about 2 for the Pumas. So 2nd and 8. Because now we got another stop in the action, and it's going to be a Santa Cruz timeout. So they will have one remaining here with 10:02 left in the second. And let's go back to some of their football matchups and see what both teams have going the rest of the season. For Santa Cruz, after the Arte Prep, they got NFL Yet at Heritage Academy, then a big game against Santan Charter that's going to be played here, and then travel to Sequoia Pathway, then have another big game against Chandler Prep and Pima. You know, this has to be a big game, for Santa Cruz when it comes to what they have later on in the season.
Right, and another thing that I wanted to do before we go any further, big shout outs to Encore for hooking us up before we got down here today. I mean, I want to appreciate them for obviously taking care of us. If you have ever been here in Toltec and you swing through, or Eloy, make sure you swing by Encore. Encore?
Encore.
I know where I was.
So a 2nd and 8, as Lopez is going to be in the shotgun formation, is going to throw the ball downfield and make a good completion to his receiver, as that's number 5, Michael Coronado.
That was almost as good as those those buffalo fries.
Those were, I've heard those were the staple here, so. But that completion is going to be called back, as we had a holding on the Pumas, and then we have another flag come out later on.
That one's going to be on the coach, I bet, sideline. Bet you something was said by somebody. So this is going to back up quite a bit. Yep, the way the coach's arm's flopping around.
So after the holding penalty, we have an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Pumas.
Oh, a face mask. And a technical. Wow, we're moving down.
So about that's
a 30-yard penalty.
Almost a 30-yard penalty there. And that is not the thing you want if you are the Pumas.
With a pretty pass like that. Maybe they want to work harder too.
So a 2nd and 38 for the Pumas. As Lopez is going to be brought down and sacked, and we have another penalty on the play, as the sack was made by number 44 for Santa Cruz, and that's Carlos Cruz.
I don't know what the foul is,
number
but it didn't look
23
pretty
as well.
And 44, Carlos Cruz for your Dust Devils.
So that flag will be waved off, as maybe you thought it might have been a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, not too sure what that was doing. One thing that is sticking out to me is seeing Jordan Harris and Juju Alvarado on the sidelines for the Dust Devils two key players for the Dust Devils that are unfortunately sitting out of this game.
Brings up 3rd down.
Definitely some key contributors to the Dust Devils for sure. So we have a 3rd and 38 for the Pumas as they have 5 wide. And Lopez is going to look to try to make something out of the play. And we do have another penalty on the play.
Runs out of bounds. Penalty on the play.
That was looking like it might be a holding throw on that flag.
Definitely looked like it when the referee threw it.
Holding it in.
Honda in the vicinity.
Looks like we're getting a little bit of excessive talking on the side of Santa Cruz, and the referee was just not having it.
Did I miss him? I thought there was a holding foul.
So a 4th down for the Pumas. And they're going to punt the ball back to the Dust Devils. And that's going to take a Dust Devils bounce as the ball will be downed on the 36-yard line.
And the Dust Devils will start off just in between the 35 and 40.
Number 5, Coronado with. Down by number 36. Montiel. Dust Devils will start at row 36. 1st and 10.
So Harris is going to drop back on the play and sling the ball out and connect to his receiver. And it's going to be a big gain for the Dust Devils.
And that's Daniel Contreras, number 15 for Santa Cruz.
And we have another flag on the play, as it's going to be a holding on the Dust Devils. So big plays getting negated.
Is tonight laundry night? Did I miss it?
It seems like it has been early on.
Mom said bring out your laundry.
Offensive holding penalty.
So
against the Dust
what
Devils.
would have been about a 20-yard gain now is 10 yards the other way, as now it's a 1st and 20 for the Dust Devils. So the Dust Devils are going to stay in the shotgun formation. Ramos to Harris's right. And Harris is going to sling it out as he's going to find another receiver, and they're going to almost get a Dust Devils 1st down.
Not completion by number 10 Harris.
Because we got a little scuffle at the end of the play, and that was connected to number 2, Ezekiel Perez.
That was basically the same play.
And so now it's going to be a 2nd and 1.
Same play, different receiver. I'm a little curious as to why the referees didn't blow the whistle or at least throw a flag right there. They're pretty flag happy pretty early on in this game, and there seemed like that seemed like something that you would throw a flag for.
Well, Harris is going to drop back for another pass, and he's going to sling it downfield. Oh, and the ball is going to be broken up by the Pumas defender, as that was intended for number 9, Banda.
That was on stride. That was a great pass.
I think it just ran out of a little bit of air there.
With the coverage for the Pumas.
If that would have connected, Banda could have probably got in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. So now a 3rd and 1 for the Dust Devils. And do you think that they might pass it here, or try to see if we can see if Ramos can pick it up for the first down.
I think personally you're getting a little quarterback sneaking in this situation. He'll go back for a pass and then he's going to scramble in. He's a good size boy. What do you think, Luke?
Looks like they're going to run it. Go up the middle.
So Ramos will get the call and have enough for a Dust Devils first down.
Ramos head up by number 10, Harris. Brought down by number 4, Miles Schuler for the Pumas.
So first and 10 for the Dust Devils with 4 wide receivers spread out. And Harris is going to try to keep the ball and get back to the line of scrimmage, but unfortunately won't be able to. And we have another penalty out on the play, what looks like it might be a holding call on the Dust Devils.
68, Marco Noriega, 69. Jackson and Alvarez combined for the stop. Illegal block penalty against the Dust Devils.
So an illegal block on the Dust Devils, which is going to set them back 10 yards. So another first and 20 for the Dust Devils. Maybe they might go back to that same play that across the middle to one of their intended receivers. But before that, we have a false start. So now the Dust Devils are heading the wrong way.
And you can see the frustration on a lot of the Dust Devils players right now. But let's see if they can turn that into something positive in this drive.
So Harris is going to drop back on the play, and he's going to sling the ball and just overshoot number 5, Williams.
Intended receiver number 5, Williams.
So it will bring up a second and about 25. But I've been pretty impressed with the throwing of Nathan Harris tonight. It seems like he, the time that he is given, he has been able to connect with his receivers. It's just ultimately some of those big plays have been negated by penalties.
Yeah, it's not a question of his arm or even his strength anymore. It's just the durability and the dependability of his line.
And Harris is going to find Williams on the play, but it's going to lose some yards here and bring up a big third down as we have a Puma down on the play.
Officials timeout on the field.
While we wait to see if the player tended to, we will take a little break in the action.
Do you have a football player that's afraid of getting hit? How about a baseball player that's in a slump? Or how about just wanting to tweak your golf game just a little bit more? At Hypnosis Works LLC, we've been helping athletes overcome obstacles and tweak their focus for the last 8 years. Call us now for your free consultation, 520-465-7457.
Hey you, we've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son, we're here, you're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
All right, we are back for the remainder of the second quarter, and it's a 3rd and 26 for the Dust Devils as Harris is looking to drop back, but he's going to keep the ball himself and try to pick up as much yards as possible. And we have another penalty on the play as Harris was trying to run out of bounds, but might be a late hit on the play.
Penalty on the play.
So the penalty will be on the Pumas, and that's going to give the Dust Devils an automatic first down. And those are the things you do not want if you are the Pumas. You had them stop, by a considerable margin on the play and give them an automatic first down.
Penalty brings your Dust Devils inside Puma territory. 1st and 10.
Good run.
Number 0.
So Ramos is going to pick up about 5 on the play, as we are now 6:30 left here in the second quarter.
And number 5, Coronado, combined for the stop for the Pumas.
Chris, what is one thing that you've noticed about this Bisbee team that is different in years past?
I haven't really had much time to watch the Bisbee team, but the one thing I'll say this year from what I've heard is there's a lot of different kind of morale around the program. With the new coach coming in, he's a lot more involved with what's going on with the program via like social media aspect wise and everything like that. You go away from a lot of different formations that they used to always run. So he's brought a lot of different things to the team that way. Unfortunately, like I don't really have much to compare to in past years, like how they actually played them.
And what was the coach prior like?
I think he was just a traditional kind of coach. Nothing wrong. Like I mean, it's just a lot of coaches I think that go in some of these small towns is they've been there for a long period of time. They run a certain offense and they just always run that offense. So I think a lot of them now are starting to change, especially as you kind of see in the forecast that you might have to be the best teams to make it, with the pre-seeds actually falling away in some of these regions, as they just did for 3A. I mean, they haven't done it yet for 2A, but you can see it kind of knocking on the door for the future. So you can see some of these teams kind of stepping it up and changing things around.
So on 4th down is going to be a quarterback keeper for Harris, and he's going to pick up the first down on the play.
Number 4, Miles Schuler on the stop, but not before your Dust Devils get a fresh
So we are under 4:45 here in the second quarter. And you got to think that the Dust Devils might use up a lot of clock here to try to punch the ball in the end zone, and then they get the ball to start the second half.
Control the clock right now.
So Harris is going to hand the ball off to Ramos, and he's going to get drugged down by number 10, Emilio Lopez, on the play. So it'll be a 2nd and 11. Gotta love the small ball here. I didn't expect any fireworks or anything going on, especially at a 2A game, but they really love their football out here in Eloy and Santa Cruz.
You know what, one thing that I've noticed, right, is going from the big games, the big, 6As, 5As.
Hold that thought, as Harris is going to connect with number 15, Daniel Contreras, on the play, and that's going to be good enough for a Dust Devils first down, as now they're inside the 10-yard line.
He almost didn't get tripped up on that. That was.
Oh, he would have definitely walked in the end zone. But you were talking about like the bigger schools.
Well, I think the thing is that there's a lot more intimacy with the smaller divisions. You get a lot more. This is what we have. This is us. And it's all of us in our town. Whereas when you get to some of the bigger divisions, it's. Oh, wow. There he goes.
Ramos is going to get the call, and he's going to run it to the right for a Dust Devils touchdown. Jonathan Ramos on the run.
Touchdown by number 0.
And now the lead is 18-0 in favor of the Dust Devils, with 3:36 left here in the first half. And you got to see now that run game is starting to play its effect here in the second quarter.
Well, once again, I think what you see with with Santa Cruz here is the combination of both the pass and running game, which is freeing up that run game.
And Ramos is going to get the call again, but he may have just gotten a little bit short of the goal line, as it'll be an unsuccessful two-point conversion again. But that is 3 unanswered touchdowns from the Dust Devils, as now the lead extends to 18-0.
Definitely didn't expect this.
No, definitely not. And I think that we're going to expect something different when it came to the Bisbee Pumas, but it seems like Santa Cruz is kind of holding them in check here in the first half. Maybe things might be a little bit different in the second half, but you had a Bisbee team who, knocked off, Benson, who used to be considered one of the best in 2A. They beat him pretty decisively and then lose by 1 point to your arch rival in Douglas. So I definitely thought that Bisbee was going to come out with a lot of momentum, but it seems like the Dust Devils are the ones with that momentum.
Number 7, Navarro, and number 12, right.
So it's going to be a short kickoff to the Pumas, who are going to recover the ball on the 46-yard line.
Probably some of the best field position that the Pumas have been in all game.
And let's see if they can take advantage of that.
With the return.
So with 3:34 here in the first half, see what Sebastian Lopez and the Pumas offense can get going against a stifling Dust Devils defense. And Lopez is going to throw to number 2, Bryson Meyer, and just overshoot him by a little bit. But it seems like all night Lopez has not been able to stay in the pocket for long, as he's constantly having to scramble outside of the pocket and try to take what the defense is giving them, but definitely not a lot of time when it comes to the pressure from Santa Cruz's front four.
Yeah, you said it. The Dust Devils are definitely making them scramble a lot.
So Meyer's going to get the handoff and maybe pick up one on the play, as that's going to bring up a third and about 9 for the Pumas.
Big stop by Nicholas Manuel on that.
And you got to think that if the Pumas don't pick up a first down here, Coach Tommy Cortez is going to want to get the ball back with some time and have his deep offense get back on the field and see if they can go up 4 touchdowns here to end the first half, as Lopez is going to scramble to the right and he's going to use his legs to pick up as much as he can. But now we have a couple of flags on the play.
With the quarterback keeper.
And it was away from the ball. And we'll see what the call is on the play. So it looks like we might get offsetting unsportsmanlike conducts on the play, so that will repeat the third down, as it looked like number 44 for the Dust Devils, Carlos Cruz, and number 60 for the Pumas,
Fabian Hernandez,
Offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
got a little bit aggressive there at the end of the play, but we are going to get a timeout by the Pumas with 2:46 left to play here in the quarter. But be sure after the half to stick around, as we're going to try to get caught up with some of the scores going on around Pinal County and across southern Arizona. And see, we know that there's some good matchups going on tonight. One of the big ones in Pinal County is the Santan Foothill Sabercats taking on the Florence Gophers in the Battle of the Gila River Bowl. Was there some other ones that you had your eye on coming into Friday night?
Yeah, there's still the Maricopa and Sahuarita game that's going on that I'm interested in finding out the score. Another game that is a very surprising number that I just got a quick look at. Vista Grande is leading Crisman 9-0 right now. A score that I would actually think that would be a little bit higher, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, it definitely, when it comes to the struggles of the Crisman Rattlers, they have yet to be able to score a touchdown in their first 3 games, I believe. So it was a game that we talked about where Vista Grande can't take a team lightly like Crisman. You know, you want to, those are the games you want to win decisively and put your footprint on that game. But right now, so far, Crisman's hanging with the Spartans.
And you mentioned the Gila River Bowl. A little score update into that game. In the second quarter, Florence is leading the SaberCats 20-6.
So we have a big third down for the Pumas here as Lopez is going to drop back and try to throw the ball as it's going to be broken up by the Dust Devil defender, and that's number 2, Ezekiel Perez, and it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Pumas, and it's also going to stop the clock at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So we will see what the Pumas decide to do here on this 4th and 6. Do you think that they may go out and go for it on this play?
I think you kind of have to. You don't really have too much of a choice here with just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Everything that you've been doing so far in the game just isn't working.
And Lopez is going to drop back, and he's going to connect with his receiver as that's number 5, Michael Coronado, and it's a big gain for the Pumas and a first down as now they are on the 30-yard line looking to try to get the ball in the end zone.
And he is brought down by Ezekiel Perez and freshman Richie Reyes.
So we have another stop in the action for a flag. So it'll be a false start on the Pumas. So something you don't want after that big gain is get another penalty. But it seems like the refs are not afraid to throw it tonight, and I don't think they'll be afraid to throw it the rest of the game. But you got to help your team out and not get those costly penalties.
No, you're right. And it's an uncharacteristically quiet night here in Santa Cruz, but
incomplete pass thrown by number 3.
Lopez is going to try to hit Meyer on the play, but won't be able to get the connection.
Number 8, Joaquin Ramos for your Dust Devils.
As Joaquin Ramos had a good hit on Meyer on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Pumas with 2:12 left here in the second. And Lopez is going to roll to his left and sling the ball downfield, and he's going to get, I thought he was connected with his intended receiver.
Incomplete pass by number 3, Lopez.
But Lopez is slow to get up, as it looks like it might be a roughing the passer on the Dust
On the
Devils.
play.
And Lopez looks like he's walking a little gingerly.
it didn't necessarily seem like it was a really excessive play, but Nicholas Manuel really did get a big hit on Lopez.
Now, as I was watching the ball down the field, did it seem like it was after the throw? Because you got to kind of let up if you're the defender coming towards the quarterback.
I have to be honest, it was a little after the throw, but Manuel's momentum was just moving too far forward, where even if he were to stop soon, he would have probably chop blocked him.
Well, it's going to be a roughing the passer on the Dust Devils, so that's going to give an automatic first down for the Pumas. And the ball's going to be put inside the 25-yard line. So it looks like Myers going to get the ball and try to get some yardage to the left, but doesn't look like he got anywhere. As on that play, you had number 5, Michael Coronado in at quarterback, but out jogs number 3, Sebastian Lopez back in the game. So at first I thought that was something to look at when it comes for the Pumas offense, but Lopez is back in the game and he's ready to sling the ball. But he's going to get wrapped up by looks like number 20.
Quarterback sack on the play.
Looks like number 23 for the Dust Devils, but we do have a penalty.
Number 23, Clark. With the sack.
So we had a holding on the Pumas,
Penalty.
and that's going to push them back 10 yards. So the referees are not playing tonight in this ball game. Lopez is going to drop back pretty far, sling the ball across the middle, as it looked like 2 receivers went for it. Number 5, Michael Coronado in the vicinity, but an incomplete pass. So now another 3rd and long for the Pumas.
Things just not going the Bisbee way right now. And let's see if they're able to put some type of offense on the board before this first half is over.
So you got 3 wide receivers to the right. Myers going to go in motion. And it looked like Meyer was the intended receiver, but if number 8, Joaquin Ramos, would have turned his head a little bit, he might have picked that ball off and would have had a lot of running room there. But a great play either way by Ramos, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 20 for the Pumas with 1:15 left here in the second.
Yeah, you could see the way he slowly raised his head that he realized that he was just moments away from making a huge play.
So the Pumas are going to stay on the field and go for it on the 4th down. As Lopez is going to pump fake and shoot it across the middle. It's going to be intercepted by the Dust Devils, number 12, and he's going to continue downfield.
And that is freshman Richie Reyes with the interception and bringing the ball at the 50-yard line. You got to love the big defensive play.
A big play for the Dust Devils, as now that puts their team in good field position to possibly try to increase the lead here tonight. Big play by the freshman.
And looking at the score, is this something that you anticipated at all coming into this game?
I did not. I definitely thought, you know, with last year's game and what the Pumas have been doing so far this season, I thought that their offense could possibly move the ball on the Dust Devils, but it's the defense of the Dust Devils that is holding strong here tonight. And you got to think that maybe they were tired of playing from behind in those first 2 games and looking to make a statement here in this 2A divisional matchup. Harris is going to roll to his left, and he's going to sling it down, as that is almost intercepted by the Pumas, as he was looking for number 1, Orion Williams. But almost a crucial turnover right there when you got great field position, as that play was broken up by, looks like Juan Pablo Navarro, number 7.
But you got to give it to Harris on that when he was being pursued heavily by the Pumas, but still maintained his composure just to get the ball out of the pocket.
Well, sometimes it might be better, you know, than to force the ball downfield, to maybe take off and run for it and pick up some kind of yardage. But either way, it's a lucky break for the Dust Devils, as now we have 54 seconds left in the quarter. And we have 3 receivers to the left. And Harris is going to find an open receiver, as that is number 9.
Number 10,
Bonda will be taking
That'd be,
down at the 40-yard line.
Bonda for your Dust Devils. Number 28, Valenzuela.
So we got a 3rd and 1.
Was he able to get to the out of bounds?
It looks like they called him out of bounds.
Okay. Well, and going back on the play right before that.
They actually said he didn't, so they're going to run the clock, but
Brings up
clock should have still been continuously running by the referee. But a 3rd and 1, and now we have another flag on the
penalty
play.
on the field.
What I was going to say about the play prior to it, where he could have scrambled or because he did choose to throw. I mean, unless you're going to get like a good clear run, it would have kept the clock running. So the nice part about that is because it didn't, it stopped the clock. And they've been able to have these extra plays in here. Now, granted, it's been like even right now, I don't know if it stops or if it should automatically run.
I think it should be starting right here.
Yeah, once there
So
you go.
now we
Should be running right now. This is
so
interesting.
we still have 35 seconds on the clock, and it's a 3rd and 6 for Santa Cruz. And Harris is going to find Bonda open again, but there is another penalty on the play.
Number 10.
Granted, we both think that clock should have kept running, right?
Penalty
Well,
on the
he
field.
started the clock, on the previous
Right.
play, and I don't think that an offensive penalty should have stopped it, but we'll see what this call will be.
Face mask penalty against the
So a face mask on the Pumas. A big penalty when it comes to Bisbee, as now that's going to give Santa Cruz an automatic 1st down on the 15-yard penalty with 30.6 left.
You can slowly sense the fatigue coming out of the Bisbee Pumas right now. A lot of players with their hands on their hips in between the action.
So Harris is going to drop back and roll to his right. He's looking for his favorite receiver, Bonda, out there. But he's going to scramble for about a gain of 4 and run the ball outside. And run the ball out of bounds with 24.5 left.
pick up 4 yards on the keeper by Harris.
Harris and company will have 24.5 seconds on the clock to get some more offense on the board before this first half is completed.
Good way to just look at the field and know I can get to the sidelines and at least stop the clock, picking up a couple yards. I mean, at least he's aware of what's going on with the defense.
And they do still have 1 timeout left in the quarter. So Harris is going to drop back and scramble to his left.
There he is.
And he got an
Little
open
box.
receiver, and he's going to complete it to what looks like number 1, Orion Williams,
I think
for a Puma, for
I
a Dust
think-
Devils first down.
Number 2, Meyer.
I think you got a flag on here that's going to say that he passed the line of scrimmage before he threw the ball. Nope, holding. Wow, sorry about that.
So we have a holding against the Pumas. So the Dust Devils will decline the penalty, and it will be 1st and 10 inside the 5-yard line, as now the Dust Devils are knocking on the door with 13.9 seconds.
And if you're Nathan Harris, or excuse me, if you're the Pumas, who's the wide receiver that you're covering the most to try to stop the score?
You definitely got to keep your eye on Bonda. He's been the good receiver so far, as it's going to be a connection to number 15, Daniel Contreras. And that's going to be a Dust Devils touchdown with 9.2 seconds left in the ball game, as Nathan Harris finds Daniel Contreras. And now the lead is 24-0 in favor of the Dust Devils.
if you're Santa Cruz, you got to be very elated going into the locker room at halftime, being up on a team by 4 scores.
So the 2-point conversion is going to be no good, but the damage has already been done here in the first half, as Santa Cruz is up 24-0 on the Bisbee Pumas with 9.2 seconds left. And you got to think that the Pumas have to go into halftime and find some kind of adjustments, especially to try and get their offense going here tonight.
Most definitely. And Chris, it looks like tonight we might actually make it 2-2 between Southern Arizona and Pinal County.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to bring that up. I was sitting here going like, ah.
You know, it's that friendly competition, brother. It's that friendly competition.
But you know what? Hey, I can say this too. My guys are going to go into the locker room. They're going to sit down. They're going to go, hey, look, we need to think this out, come back. I got fighters over at Bisbee. We ain't done. We ain't done.
And you never want to call it early, especially in the first half, because anything can happen. We've seen that last week when the Florence Gophers came back against the Safford Bulldogs, as you have the Pumas trying to make something on this return. And that is going to do it for us here in the first half with your score, Santa Cruz 24, Bisbee 0. And we are going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about some scores around Pinal County and Southern Arizona. So please stick around, and we'll be back for the start of the second half.
Do you have a football player that's afraid of getting hit? How about a baseball player that's in a slump? Or how about just wanting to tweak your golf game just a little bit more? At Hypnosis Works LLC, we've been helping athletes overcome obstacles and tweak their focus for the last 8 years. Call us now for your free consultation, 520-465-7457.
Hey, you! We've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son. We're here. You're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low pricing is your priority.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a super fan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
Hey, you! We've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son. We're here. You're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low pricing is your priority.
All right. I'll tell you what. Hey, I've been looking at some of these scores that we've been posting, and I'm sorry that we were a little quiet there. We just wanted to make sure we're focusing on gathering the scores, at least the ones that we can find as quick as possible. And there are some interesting games on there. I mean, I was shocked, first of all, the Marana-Higley game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's a definitely shocker there for me. I mean,
well, there's one game that we didn't get updated on here, but Coolidge and Combs. Combs is leading Coolidge right now, 14-7. Was there any other ones you saw, Loop? As now Santan Foothills has cut the lead, I believe, to 6 against Florence. So
that's the game.
20-14.
Yeah,
that's the game that I'm really interested in. I had picked the SaberCats to win this one, so let's see if Coach Carlin and the SaberCats are able to will themselves past the Florence Gophers to make it 2 years in a row for them to win the Gila River Bowl.
I mean, just some great games around the community, obviously. I mean, even that close one right there, Barry Goldwater and Apache Junction. I mean, there's some good games, man.
What about Sabino? Did you expect them to get worked by Micah Mountain like that?
How about Push Ridge and Yuma right now?
Very interesting Friday night. Very interesting.
Push Ridge is only up by 7 on
close.
Yuma. So the Criminals are hanging tough. And as we get ready, we're about a minute and 20 seconds away from the start of this second half, as now Santa Cruz will be receiving the ball. And what a great first half for Santa Cruz, a team that we talked about got off to a slow start their first 2 games and was playing from behind. And now here in the first half, they're up 24-0 on the Pumas. Was that a big surprise for you, Chris?
Well, I mean, once again, like, I'm shocked. Like, hey, look, it just goes to show any given Friday, it could be something like that you typically weren't aware of or whatnot. Like, I mean, I want to pull this up real quick. I mean, actually, it's probably not going to be a good idea.
Well, we could do it maybe when we get a little stop in the action, but definitely want to look at those regions that both of these teams are in. And still, like you had mentioned, the 2A division still is, if you win your region, you get that automatic bid. And this win if Santa Cruz is able to hold on will definitely help their strength of schedule, especially with
I think it helps the region.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people, like, I saw somebody post on one of my posts earlier. They're like, hey, look, it's really early. These games, whatever, No, it really does matter. The rankings matter because it builds the strength of the region before you get into region play. It looks like there's a foul that they had prior to.
It might have been something that occurred at the end of the half here as the teams were walking to the locker room.
Okay.
It could have been what you saw there is an unsportsmanlike conduct assessed to the Dust Devils, but we know when we saw the teams going down to the locker room right here that
you know what?
Bisbee had to kind of hold off.
I'm going to stop here. Remember when we did basketball, we saw a penalty before the game even started. So, I think everything happens here at Santa Cruz Valley.
Yeah, no, most definitely. As we got an onside kick attempt by the Pumas, it's going to be recovered by the Dust Devils, but trying to catch them off guard there for the Pumas, right?
And get the feeling it didn't work.
No, so the Dust Devils will start first and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They were giving a little bit of a Kansas City type of vibe. They weren't really spinning in a circle right there, but you could definitely sense a little bit of trickery right there.
And so for you, Lou, what impressed you most for Santa Cruz in the first half?
If I got to pick a player that stood out to me the most on Santa Cruz, there's 2, one on offense and one on defense. One on offense, I got to say, Sean Luis Banda, you are the man right now. You are exactly who Nathan Harris is targeting whenever he's looking downfield. And on the defensive side, Nicholas Manuel, even though he got a big penalty assessed to him whenever he had tackled Sebastian Lopez earlier, he's doing very well on defense, keeping it hard-nosed for them, keeping the Dust Devils in the lead, and all around making sure that this is a very entertaining game.
So right out the gate, the Dust Devils are going to complete a big pass as Harris is going to connect with number 15, Daniel Contreras, and he's going to take it to the house. Opening play touchdown for the Dust Devils, as now the lead is 30-0 in favor of the Dust Devils. So Coach Tommy Cortez is not holding back to start off this second half and wanted to start it with a bang. And just like that, a touchdown from the Dust Devils.
No, these boys know that this game is being streamed live. They want to do the most to make sure that all their offense and their efficiency on defense is on full display.
And so if my stats are correct, I believe that might be. So it was a flag on the play that was picked up by the referees, but the touchdown will stand. And if my stats are correct, I believe that might be the third passing touchdown from Nathan Harris. And an interesting play as they toss the ball to the left on the two-point conversion, and it comes up unsuccessful as it was almost snagged away by a Puma player there.
Yeah, just a few seconds off, and it could have been ran back, but luckily for the Dust Devils, it was not. That was something that I was about to ask you. Was that something that you were looking for in that two-point conversion? Was a toss or a run? Or would you try to do something more aerial to get the ball in the end zone that way?
I'm honestly not too sure. You know, you try to go out there with your best play. I mean, you're only 2 yards off of the ball, you know, or from the goal line, I should say. And so I would think, you know, maybe you go like a quarterback sneak or something like that, have your running back help push them in. We see that happen a lot in college and in the NFL. But interesting play call for the Dust Devils, but what an amazing start to the third quarter as Mr. Nathan Harris is utilizing that aerial attack as the Pumas are going to get the ball on the 20, and it's going to be ran up to about the 33-yard line as it was returned by number 12, Hunter Wright.
And we got another flag on the field.
By number 12, Chico Reyes, for your Dust Devils.
But you were talking about your two players that kind of stood out to you. You know, I had number 10, Nathan Harris. I was going to talk about him before he exploded for that big pass. But on defense, you know, I've been really surprised by number 44, Carlos Cruz, who, you know, has been putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And also you had, you know, a big impact by freshman Richie Reyes, who got a big interception to help get the Dust Devils in scoring position near the end of that second quarter. So we have a little stop in the action here. It looks like the referees are going to discuss that penalty on the play.
Now, with just over 11 minutes to go in this third quarter, I know it might be a little too soon, but who are you feeling or leaning towards in giving the Get It In Player of the Game recognitions?
Oh, I mean, early on, it has to be number 10 for Santa Cruz and Nathan Harris. You know, the young man has come out and thrown the ball pretty well tonight, as well as pick up some big runs and help put up some points for the Dust Devils. And if you look at it, the Dust Devils are close to reaching the same amount of points they scored in those first two games. What about yourself? What about on the Puma side?
on the Puma side, I'm really curious to see what Lopez is able to do in this second half. I know he got his bell rung a little bit in the second quarter, but I'm wondering if that hit will actually add a little bit more fuel to the fire for him, and maybe they're able to put some points on the board for the Pumas.
And so he's going to pick up a few yards, as that penalty was a holding call on the Pumas, so that automatically started them off 1st and 20, and now it's 2nd and 18, and well, now 3rd and 18 on the incomplete pass, as the intended receiver was number 14, David Chapman.
And that was just a drop ball by Chapman.
So now we have a 3rd and 18 for the Pumas. We got 3 receivers to the left in the shotgun formation. And another flag on the play. So we have a false start
penalty against the Pumas.
on the Pumas. So not the way you want to start the third quarter if you're the Pumas and looking to try to get something going here in the third quarter to at least bring some life to your team.
No, and they definitely need to get something going here, because it is starting off way too slow for them to make it seem like they'll have any sort of life in the second half.
It's going to be a tackle by the Santa Cruz defender, as we also have a flag on the play, and it looks like it might be a holding call against the Pumas, and we'll see if Coach Cortez is going to accept or decline the penalty, as that will bring up a 4th down if he chooses. Oh. Well, no holding call on that play. It was a face mask on Santa Cruz, so a big break for the Pumas, as now they get 15 yards and an automatic 1st down.
It's just messes up the rhythm of the game. How many flags have been thrown in this game? Now, I mean, hey, look, don't make the foul. You know, there's always that side, but it's the rhythm. It's just hard to follow.
So 1st and 10 for the Pumas, as Lopez is going to look for number 7, Navarro. And Navarro's not going to be able to bring in the play, but a good defensive play
by Chico Reyes, the freshman doing everything he can to make sure that he gets his name called throughout this game.
They may have picked up a yard on that if he would have caught it anyways.
So Lopez is going to drop back, and he's going to get his receiver across the middle. It looks like he might have. No, we got an incomplete pass on the play, as he was looking for Coronado. So that was not an automatic 1st down for the Pumas there. As at least I thought it was on a face mask. It's usually an automatic 1st down there, but
unfortunately, if it's not the distance of what's 1st down, they don't do that in high school football, which is weird, because you would think that, a personal would give them an instant 1st down, but if it's 15 yards and you got 20 to go, they're not giving it. So it's almost like a pass interference kind of situation.
But usually pass interference are automatic 1st downs.
Not in high school. Not unless it goes the distance of the play. It's weird.
So what a big play off the edge for the Pumas, as it looks like number 50, Jesse Larson, is going to pick up the sack on Harris, and he came untouched on that edge position.
Yeah, just breezing right by all his offensive linemen and getting right to Nathan Harris.
I think they gave a favorable spot for Bisbee right there, because, I mean, his forward progress when he was in the grass was way ahead of that.
Well, it'll be 2nd and 23 for Santa Cruz, as now they're going to hand the ball off, and they're going to lose a couple more yards on the play. As that looks like that was possibly number 4, Xavier Meza for Santa Cruz on the run.
Have you guys seen a lot of 3 and long?
It's been a lot of long,
Possessions.
Downs. Yeah, downs every couple of plays, but either way, I mean, Santa Cruz is taking advantage, and I know Harris is going to look to another open receiver.
Good defense.
As he tries to make the pass to number 1, and that's Williams.
Number 28 blocked that.
And even though Santa Cruz started off with great field position, they got a quick 4th and 23 coming up here.
And you got to hand it to Montiel on that big tackle right there, able to stop the Dust Devils in their tracks.
So on 4th down, it looks like the Dust Devils are going to go for it. Maybe try to keep things going. I would have thought they would have punted the ball to get better field position. There it is, as Nathan Harris is going to punt it. And I talked about that quarterback situation as the Puma player is going to get the ball and return it just about the 15-yard line. So a smart move by the Dust Devils and Coach Tommy Cortez to try to pin the Pumas back, but made them have them think that they were going to possibly go for it on 4th down.
Tell you what.
So with 8:57 left here in the 3rd, it's been a rough start for both offenses here as they have been battling the flags here tonight.
I want to know how many yards the penalties have been total. Maybe that's something we're going to have to come back and visit. How many yards of penalties did we do?
So Lopez is going to throw to number 14, who's going to come back instead of turning upfield, and it's going to be completed to Chapman on the play, and he got back just to the line of scrimmage. I would have thought he would have went up the field and followed his blockers there, but
he went real far east to west. He just didn't go north and south.
And the tackle was made by number 0, Jonathan Ramos. So you got to be impressed tonight with the defense for Santa Cruz. They definitely came to play, put in a lot of pressure on Lopez here tonight. And it's been really tough for him to kind of get anything going.
Wow, a technical. Dear Lord.
So talking about long possessions, here's another one for the Pumas, as now that pushes them just outside the 10-yard line.
And I would sit there and probably say, hey, look, field advantage or something. This has gone both sides. Like, it's not even, they're throwing it at everybody.
So a 2nd and long for the Pumas with 4 wide receivers, as Lopez is going to find number 2, Meyer, who may have gotten a yard on the play, but it just seems like Lopez does not have the time here tonight to try to throw the ball downfield.
The one thing I'm seeing with Lopez a lot on this is low passes. He's coming off the top and he's releasing it right at the peak rather than letting it sell at all. So he's hitting his receivers down low where they're barely picking it up, and by the time they're picking up the ball, they're being tackled or ambushed where there's nothing for them to do.
Number 2, Meyer with the carry.
I don't know what causes it. I don't know what the rhyme or reason in it.
That, and it seems like everybody on that Santa Cruz front line is totally engaging on Lopez, which is making it hard for him to make a decision, and he generally is tending to make the wrong ones right now.
So Lopez is going to heave the ball downfield. It's going to be a jump ball and almost intercepted by number 9, Rhonda, on the play.
You know what? I like the fact that they're not throwing the flag. I mean, they were just entangled. I'm really happy there's no flag there. That was just a pure, simple, innocent tangle. And Lord knows we didn't need another flag.
So that's going to bring up a 4th and 14 for the Dust Devils and for the Pumas. And it looks like they're going to bring out the punting unit.
Oh, wow.
One thing that is clear to see from up here is that the depth is definitely in favor of Santa Cruz. If you look at the side of Bisbee, not a lot of players on that sideline.
Oh, wow. Right off the foot, as it's going to be a low punt, and it's going to get a Santa Cruz bounce, as now they will start the ball at the Pumas' 35-yard line with 7:19 in the third.
But as we talk about a lot, none of this stuff is really possible, you know, without a lot of people contributing into what we do. And, you know, we got a lot of sponsors, a lot of local businesses now that have kind of partaked into what we do here on these broadcasts. And, you know, we definitely want to send them a shout out when we get a break in the action, as Nathan Harris is going to sling the ball to Banda again, and he's going to make a move and pick up a big gain at the 13-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dust Devils.
They've been just letting that
1st and goal.
That receiver come up.
For the Pumas, but not before your Dust Devils get a fresh set of downs.
That midsection shot has just been really working for Santa Cruz. Like, it's not the quick slants; it's just right before you
the
get
curl
to the
routes there.
Right. They've been working for him.
So they'll have twins to the left in pistol formation, and Ramos is going to get the ball again, and there's another flag on the play as Ramos takes the ball to the 5 as we have a holding on Santa Cruz. So a great run negated by another penalty.
Can we go down there and tell them?
And another flag thrown late.
Oh, wow.
So we have a holding is the first call, and we'll see if we get anything after the play.
Technical. Oh.
So an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Dust Devils. So a double whammy when it comes to this last play for the Dust Devils.
But this is exactly what I was saying. It's going on both sides. It's not just one or the other. It's both sides. Good Lord.
Zebras definitely earning their checks tonight.
So the ball will be just outside the 35-yard line on the 37. And now it's 1st and long for the Dust Devils, as that was possibly a 25-yard penalty there.
I think I'm going to pick the player of the game to be one of the refs.
So Harris is going to drop back, and he's going to look for number 8, Joaquin Ramos, on the play. But it'll be an incomplete pass. But like you said, things have been equal on both sides when it comes to the penalties. But we talk about it week in and week out. You cannot hurt yourself whenever you have great field position or you're driving on the play to not only set yourself back on one penalty, but not have the strength in yourself to not say anything after the play and get back to the huddle. As now we have a run by number 1, Williams, who's going to be tackled in the backfield. Looks like by number 60.
Number 1, Williams, brought down in the backfield.
And that'll be Fabian Hernandez for the Pumas.
Number 60 for the Pumas, Fabian Hernandez.
If you're the Pumas, what's something that you try to do here to bring some type of life or morale into your sideline? And
I mean, if you're the defense, you got to try to pick up a big turnover for your team. If you can, something that you can take to the end zone and put some points on the board to try to get some kind of momentum going.
I say you slip a 20 to the ref. He's helping you out more than anything anyway. Sorry.
So Harris is going to throw the ball, and it's going to be caught by number 2, Ezekiel Perez, who's going to pick up a really big gain on the play as he'll be stopped at the 30-yard line.
Number 4, Schuler, number 7.
So possibly almost a 10-yard gain there. And now it's a 4th down for Santa Cruz with just under 5:15 left. And I think here, I mean, you maybe just throw the ball into the end zone, try to get something. I mean, you're probably right by the end zone at the 1st down. We said it was about the 3-yard line to get to a 1st down. You know, there's not enough room to really do another quarterback pooch punt.
Well, I think, once again, like, if you catch the ball, or even if you throw an interception at this point, it replaces
like a punt.
the kick. Yeah.
Yep. And Harris is going to look for somebody open.
Oh, and you know what?
It's going to be an incomplete pass to the intended receiver, Ramos.
Incomplete pass thrown by number 10, Harris.
As there was some good pursuit by two of the Puma defenders, and Santa Cruz turns the ball over, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pumas.
He's lucky that receiver was there. That would have been an intentional grounding if not. Or in the grasp.
We'd have to see if he got out of the pocket. In order, once you get out of the pocket, outside the tackle box,
gotcha.
It's no longer intentional grounding there. But you also have to, usually you also have to make sure the ball reaches the line of scrimmage.
Well, another thing too is the beautiful thing here is with it being an incomplete pass, you just gained like 10 yards because it wasn't received.
So the Pumas will take over on their own 30. And we already got another flag on the play as Lopez completes the pass to number 36, Xavier Montiel.
Number 36, Montiel.
Yeah.
Brought down by number 2, Perez. Penalty on the play.
So we have a false start
Penalty
on the Pumas, and that's going to push them 5 yards back. And at this point, you can see the frustration on the Pumas, with hands on the hips, and, anything that they try to get going is kind of being pushed back by penalties. So 1st and 15 for the Pumas as Lopez is going to hand it off to number 2, Meyer.
Number 2,
and he's going to pick up about 4 on the game.
Number 21, Isaac Gonzalez, and number 55, Nick Manuel.
Thank you for everybody who's tuned in here tonight for this game. Also leaving us some chats here on our live stream. So thank you all for that, and we hope you guys have been enjoying this game. As Lopez is going to find the open receiver, which is number 12, Hunter Wright.
Once again, what I'm seeing a lot of is they're catching the ball and they're going parallel. They're not moving it up. It's almost an east-west kind of thing. Every reception they're getting, it's like, at this point, stop and just turn up and get 3. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're running a long distance just to go a yard.
And that reception is going to be a 3rd and 5 as Lopez is going to connect to number 7,
Juan Pablo Navarro.
As Navarro may have picked up 1 on the play, and it will be another Pumas 4th down.
Brought down by number 15, Daniel Contreras.
So on this 4th down, you got to expect the Pumas to try to go for it here. Not as time's getting under 3 minutes here in the 3rd.
Other than that big explosive play pass to Contreras to start off the 3rd quarter, been a pretty silent and slow going 3rd.
And Lopez is going to keep the ball and run.
He got it.
And it looks like he may be at the line to gain, but we will have a measurement possibly. It looks like, they're going to give Lopez the 1st down. So some life still left in the Pumas as Lopez scrambles to pick up the 1st down. And that's a lot that we talked about when it came to the Pumas offense, is that Lopez is your leading receiver, but he has not had any openings to try and run the ball, as he's going to find the open receiver, Chapman, on the play, who's going to be wrapped up.
You know what else I'm seeing in some of these Bisbee runners? It's like you're catching the ball, and it's almost like you're out thinking just run. It's almost like instead of being the aggressor, I mean, am I saying this right? Or I mean, do you guys
more so lowering the shoulder and kind of picking up some yards?
Like, go get it.
So a low snap to Lopez as he's going to look to get out, and he's going to be brought down and sacked by number 23 on the play.
Number 3, Juan Diego Juarez.
I mean, are they defeated right now? There's still a whole nother quarter to go.
Special timeout on the field.
And that's going to be number 23, Juan Diego Juarez on the sack. I have him listed as number 3 on our roster, but maybe change his number later on. But number 23 on the sack there. And we have an injured player on the play, so we're going to take a little break in the action, and we'll be.
Do you have a football player that's afraid of getting hit? How about a baseball player that's in a slump? Or how about just wanting to tweak your golf game just a little bit more? At Hypnosis Works LLC, we've been helping athletes overcome obstacles and tweak their focus for the last 8 years. Call us now for your free consultation, 520-465-7457.
Correction on the last play, number 23, Jeremiah Clark.
So as the Puma player is helped off the field, it'll be a 3rd and 15 for the Pumas after that big sack by number 23. And we got another correction. Number 23 is also
Mr. Jonathan Clark. Last year, Mr. Clark wore 35. This year, a complete number flip to wear 23.
All right, let's get back in this.
But one of the things I think I want to see is the total yards gained by the Pumas here tonight. You know, we've seen a couple of games where teams have struggled to cross the 50. You know, I know they had a couple possessions inside the Santa Cruz is past the 50 there, as Lopez is going to look for number 12, Hunter Wright, but it looks like it's going to be a pass interference on the play.
That actually was a good call. He was on him a little too soon.
Number 1.
And that's going to be a pass interference call on number 1.
Ryan Williams. And with this short break in the action, I got to give another huge shout out to our immaculate cameraman, Mr. Benji Guevara.
You took the word right out of my mouth. I was ready to say it too. I was like, this guy.
Glad that he's able to spend another Friday evening with us and just contributing to this entertainment for this Friday night special.
I'm jealous of his wife or girlfriend.
So we're going to have about a 3rd and 4 on the play, and here's another flag as it may. Oh, now we have an offsides against the Dust Devils, so we'll see if that's enough for a Pumas first down, as they got somebody lined up in the neutral zone.
Oh, man.
Offside penalty against the Dust Devils.
So, Benji, is your wife jealous that or girlfriend jealous you're here? No? She's like, get rid of him.
So that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Pumas, as it looks like number 2, Myers, going to get the handoff and pick up about 2 on the play. A great tackle by number 2, Ezekiel Perez.
On the stop in the backfield for the Dust Devils.
And some scores going on around Pinal County. We got Florence leading Santan Foothills 26-20. Campo Verde up on Post and Butte 23-6. And Phoenix Christian knocking off Sequoia Pathway 56-6. So Lopez is going to drop back, and it's going to be intercepted by Santa Cruz.
That's going to be Joaquin Ramos coming down with the big INT.
What a great play by Ramos, just sitting there, you know, in the linebacker position. And it seems like Lopez is throwing the ball right there off his back foot, so the ball's not sailing. And it
wasn't too high, but Lopez definitely had to give it a good jump to go and get it. Or not Lopez, Ramos, excuse me.
So another big turnover for the Pumas, as now the Dust Devils will go back on offense with 55 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. And it's going to be a tight formation for the Dust Devils in the pistol, as Ramos is going to get the handoff and be tackled by a handful of Pumas on the play. And it's going to be about a loss of 2.
So let me ask you guys a question. The disappointing loss over Douglas last week by Bisbee, losing at the last minute to what people are calling a controversy call, do you think that actually would have transferred over to this team, giving them a better game?
It's tough to say. I mean, either way, we talked about like maybe they would have a little bit more fight, as Ramos is going to get the handoff again and pick up a big gain for the Dust Devils, picking up about 7 or 8 on the play. But you would think it would bring a little bit more fire to you, to come out and put a better effort out there. But tonight, it seems like it's all Dust Devils, as that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. And, we can pick up that conversation to start the fourth. But after 3, it's Santa Cruz 30, Bisbee 0.
And, I think this is a great chance right now to actually drop some of those sponsors and people that actually have showed some interest in what we're doing. So let's go ahead and give them a little shout outs here. So let's start off with Get It In Apparel. They're the ones that have been helping us out and supporting us with the player of the game. Which, did we ever get to our impact player? Yes, we did, actually.
And then we got Pop Studio, who has been taking care of us when we do our video cast down in Tucson. So if you're interested in doing any podcast, video cast, check out Pop Studio.
You can find them on Instagram. Check them out there.
And ScoreStream, the app we are using for the Varsity Breakdown and SOAZVB network in order to keep you up to date with scores around Pinal County and Southern Arizona.
And of course, Wingsy Mas, one of the newest wing spots in Tucson. Some great wings. I've been there multiple times. They just came out with a flavor of the month. So if you get a chance, go on down to Wingsy Mas and tell them the Varsity Breakdown sent you.
And the last one here, Encore. We got to go with Encore, the family restaurant right here in Eloy, who hooked us up for today. We've done big shout outs to you guys and appreciate everything you guys have done.
We want to say a big thank you to Alina and all the ladies that were helpful to us in our meal. Everything was delicious, and we can't wait to go back.
And Mr. Miguel Lopez, too, as well. Big shout out to him, the owner of the Encore. Definitely took care of us today. And last but not least, we can't forget about our man Rodney Cox in Game Time Recruiting and Consulting, who is always taking care of these kids around Arizona and across the nation, doing his thing when it comes to getting kids to the next level.
Absolutely. I mean, the things he's done to the southern part of the state, helping out kids across, it's amazing, bro. Good stuff.
And you get to see it, especially when we were at the Poston Butte game when they were playing Micah Mountain. A lot of the players on the Micah Mountain side were definitely looking for Rodney and asking him on his impressions of what they did in the game.
Good stuff.
And after the Dust Devils picked up the first down, Ramos broke for a great gain, but it looks like it might be called back for a holding.
How many good yards have been lost tonight?
But one of the things I'm seeing here near the end of the third quarter and at the start of the fourth is it seems as if the Pumas are gassed. The holes are opening up a lot more in the run game for the Dust Devils, and what started out as possibly picking up a yard or two for the Dust Devils is now turning into 5 or 6 at a time.
And do you contribute some of these bad decisions to them being gassed?
As far as what?
As far as, like Chris said earlier, making most of the effort running side to side instead of up and down.
I don't think that has a big impact on the defense. If you think about the first quarter, this defense was out on the field far more than probably what they have done in the first 2 games. You know, Bisbee has not been able to put together big drives on the offensive end to get their defense some rest. On top of it, you have players playing both ways, and coming into the fourth quarter, when your defense is out there a lot more than the offense, you're going to tend to wear down. Harris is going to throw the ball and find the open receiver who was covered, as it looks like it's completed to number 9, Banda, but it might be either holding or a pass interference against Bisbee.
To number 9, Jean-Louis Banda. Number 12, right on the stop for the Pumas, penalty on the play.
And as we await to see what will be the call from the Zebras.
We'll take a look at a couple of more scores around Pinal County, as Sierra Linda is trailing up ALA Ironwood 14-20, and Barry Goldwater is up 1 on Apache Junction 28-27, and then you have Vista Grande running away with things against Chrisman 43-0, as the referees pick up the flag and wave it off, and it will be a Santa Cruz Dust Devils first down. But if you guys got some updated scores, you know, the Coolidge game, Casa Grande, those are some 2 big games, as Harris is going to launch it out.
And he finds Contreras.
And that's going to put Santa Cruz inside the 5-yard line, or they're going to give him the touchdown.
Yeah.
I thought he was a little bit short.
I think he slid in, but I mean, hey.
So a touchdown for Santa Cruz.
I mean, talk about a long bus trip home. I mean, just the wind sucked out of their cells. You know, right now, go ahead.
So it doesn't look like they gave him the touchdown, as the ball is.
No, you got 36 on the scoreboard. They just went for 2.
Okay, so it looked like they had him at the 3, so Harris with another touchdown on the board, finding Contreras again, and I believe that's their 3rd connection of the night.
I think right now what Bisbee's got to learn is to forget. They got to learn to forget this game, even if you want to even forget the Douglas game. You got to put that behind you and focus on where you got to go next week. I mean, it's unfortunate that the score has kind of gotten away from them, and also to see that they kind of feel defeated. You know, you can kind of see it in their mannerisms. But at the same time, you got to learn to forget and move on to the next game.
Kickoff for your Dust Devils, number 15, Daniel Contreras.
So as we await the kickoff, with things kind of fully in hand for Santa Cruz, they will be moving to 2-1 on the year, while the Pumas will be dropping to 1-2 and have lost 2 in a row, as the kick is going to roll out of bounds. So at this point, do you keep your QB1 in for the remainder of the game, or is it a time to like maybe wave the white flag and bring somebody else in to try to get something going?
With 10 minutes left in this, my goal for my guys right now is to score. Just score. That way you don't go home with a goose egg. I don't want to go home with a goose egg. You know, so I don't have a problem with them leaving in, you know, Lopez. It's just, but I wouldn't utilize him to run much. I try to keep him into safe plays, stuff like that. Work on what you guys know that you need to work on, those quick slants. Just plays like maybe working on the rhythm. I mean, get down the field and let's try not to have a foul. Let's first downs.
So it looks like Lopez will hand off to Meyer.
I mean,
Number 3, Lopez. Hand off by number 2, Meyer.
is there even enough time to have a foul?
Penalty on the play.
I mean, come on. What?
So holding on the Pumas, which is going to push them 10 yards back. And it's just been that kind of night.
Gee, are we getting paid hourly? I see you over there smiling, Lopez. I mean, Lupe, you just won't do it.
So Lopez is going to scramble, throw the ball downfield,
Whoa.
and it's going to go off the receiver's hands.
I like what he was doing, though. I like what he was doing.
As the intended receiver, Navarro, had a little bit of trouble snagging that one in. Lopez will drop back and find Meyer on the reception.
Good. I'm so, like, drop your shoulders. You saw it. Like, get that extra yard.
As he's going to pick up 4 on the play, and it's going to be a 3rd down for the Pumas.
Big shout outs to the band. The band out here. That just the hospitality of Santa Cruz Valley. I've enjoyed it. Big shout outs to the athletic director, the coaching staff. Everybody out here has been really supportive towards what we're doing. So hats off to them.
So Lopez will drop back on the 3rd down, and he's going to be scrambling a little bit. As that should be a penalty. I don't believe he got outside of the box. An intentional grounding. As now the referee throws the flag. So that will be an intentional grounding, most likely on the play.
Yeah.
And they'll bring up a 4th down. So at this point, you got to wonder if you just punt the ball back to Santa Cruz and at least give yourself a little bit of breathing room when it comes for your defense to have to come back on the field. But Lopez will stay in the ball game and go for it on 4th down as the receiver drops the ball, and it will be a 1st and 10 for the Dust Devils.
Incomplete pass on the play by number 3, Lopez. Turnover down, Dust Devil football.
So with 7:40 left to play in the ball game, the Dust Devils will take over at the 17-yard line and look to see if they can add more to their 36-point lead.
Do you guys know when the automatic clock runs?
It should be starting around this time. I think they're kind of rolling as Harris is rolling to his left, and it's going to find an open receiver. We'll see if he made it across. I think he might have been stopped right on the 1, as it looks like that might be number 15, Contreras, again on the catch.
I think it's like 42 when it starts running.
So not sure Oh, we have a holding against Santa Cruz, which is going to push them 10 yards back. As the clock is going to continue to run.
How is the ref trying to run the clock when it's an incomplete pass? Actually, there was a foul, right? On an incomplete pass.
So we'll see what the call is on the field. Now they're going to continue to run the clock. So not sure exactly what happened on the holding call.
Well, actually, he caught the ball, but there was a holding foul.
So Harris is going to drop back and continue to pass as he's going to look for the open receiver across the middle, and we have another flag. As the intended receiver was Contreras.
Incomplete pass thrown by number 10, Harris. Intended receiver number 15, Contreras.
So we'll see if there was a pass interference on the play. We have a pass interference against the Pumas.
Against the Pumas.
So it'd be first down for the Dust Devils around the 10-yard line. I thought it was some great defense there, but refs thought otherwise. As Harris is going to roll and pass the ball, looking for Banda on the play.
So here we are under the 5 minutes. Let me go ahead and ask so you guys know who your players of the game were.
For me, it definitely has to be Nathan Harris.
For me, I don't know. It's kind of debatable on both sides. For the Dust Devils, I kind of want to say Banda, and then on the Bisbee side, I kind of want to say Lopez.
I think I'll go with you on the Lopez side.
So Harris is going to roll to his right and find Banda on the play, who looks like he might have a Dust Devils first down.
To number 9, Banda, for your Dust Devils. Number 3, Sebastian Lopez on the stop defensively for the Pumas.
And so it looks like a first down for the Dust Devils. Or a third and short, correction there. So a 3rd and 1 on the play for the Dust Devils. And Harris is going to keep it himself and rush for the first down, possibly a touchdown. Let's see where they have him stopped.
Number 10, Harris, calls the no number down the middle.
And that is going to be a Dust Devils touchdown by number 10, Nathan Harris. As now the lead extends to 42-0 for the Dust Devils.
As we get more fireworks, I'm surprised they haven't run out yet.
They got some good donation when it comes to this football booster club because, man, I've been enjoying it. Something we definitely don't get every Friday night.
Definitely.
So as Santa Cruz goes for the 2, Harris will look for the receiver, and he will unfortunately drop it.
2 points converted, no good. Penalty out of play.
As we have another penalty, and we'll see who it goes against. So we have a holding against Santa Cruz, and the penalty will be declined. But the damage has already been done as Santa Cruz leads the Bisbee Pumas 42-0 with 3:37 left in the game. And we were talking about some of the regions here, as you have Bisbee, who's going to go to 1-2, but you got to think Catalina might pick up a victory tonight playing ALA Anthem South.
Right.
But any favorites here when it comes to this 2A San Pedro region?
See, I think what you got to look at is you got to look at the last column, the state rankings. So right now, being at 158, and we're playing against 155. So, I mean, these were two teams that were ranked really well, like close to each other, coming into this game. I see, obviously, Santa Cruz obviously hopping over where they were ranked. I think if we went back to it, I think they were actually ranked beneath Bisbee. So I see them obviously moving forward, which is going to help their region. So once again, what we're kind of also looking at is like, how did the rest of the region go tonight? That's a big thing. We know Sequoia Pathway was kind of looking like they weren't going to get the win there. There was a couple games in here. So,
but yeah, it definitely is a big win for Santa Cruz.
For the salt too, right? I mean, 2A salt.
Yes, and you got teams like Chandler Prep and Santan Charter who are in there, and even Heritage Academy. You can't sleep on them.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that I will also say is this is like, hopefully soon we'll be able to post up the rankings again, which typically they come out on Sunday or so, and I know you'll be able to find those on Varsity Breakdown when I share those out and post them out. You guys are always posting up and making sure that everybody knows in the community where our schools are actually ranked, standings, everything else. So a lot of good things going on from Varsity Breakdown, and also I try to help out as best as I can.
And so it looks like we have a new quarterback under center, as he's going to scramble around, try to pick up some yards, and gets a good gain on the play, as we have another flag, and it may be a late hit on the quarterback.
Could be. I also saw a little tug on the face mask. I don't know if they missed it or if they called that too. You really never know right now. One thing also I will tell everybody, I do appreciate you all following us tonight at the game. We want to make sure that you do push the like and subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Make sure you get the heads up for the next stream that we're going to be doing. We got some great games this season, man, and we're only barely starting.
Absolutely, and that was a personal foul against Santa Cruz, so it will move Bisbee 15 yards and an automatic first down, as we are under 2 minutes left in the ball game, and a false start against Bisbee.
Looked like number 4. Looked like he just got a little ahead of himself at that tight end spot.
So it looks like the lefty Michael Coronado is going to come in at quarterback for the remainder of the game, and what a tough experience for number 3 Sebastian Lopez and the rest of the Bisbee offense, as they struggled to not only get things going on the offense but battle penalties throughout the game, as you might get another false start.
Wow. What are we doing?
So it looks like Santa Cruz is going to start subbing in some players from the sideline and give their starters a rest for the remainder of the game,
which is great. I love seeing that. I mean, you got a minute and 50, under 2 minutes here left in the game. Let these guys get some reps. I mean,
and that'll be the third false start in a row.
Wow.
For the Pumas. So
what do you think practice is going to be like?
Try not to false start. Definitely got to be for Bisbee going forward. I mean, it's just a heartbreaker. They suffer that loss against Douglas, battling for the pick, and you come out here to Santa Cruz as the snap goes over Coronado's head, and he's just going to fall on it. And so you had 3 consecutive false starts and then a ball that flies over the quarterback's head. So now you have what looks like a second and forever.
Here at Townsend Field, 7 p.m. Santa Cruz Dust Devils will
As
face
we are
Pizza Press.
coming into the final minute
Kickoff time, 7
of
p.m.
today's
Make sure you
game.
join us for Friday Night Light Football here at Townsend Field.
Coach is going to do suicides for as many yards as
And
they got.
Coronado's going to throw a pass, and it's going to be intercepted by the Dust Devils, as that's going to be intercepted by number 55, Nicholas Manuel, on the play. So another turnover by the Pumas.
I think right now the emotions and everything are getting involved. Coming to the end, knowing you're just seeing little things like little pokes. They're like.
So we're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct, a hit below the knees against the Pumas on the interception return. So it's going to set the Dust Devils up inside the 5-yard line. So first and goal for the Dust Devils.
Big things happen at Bisbee. There's a lot of positive things going on over there. I mean, it's kind of hard to see with tonight, but there's a lot of positives for that program. I know Coach Hawley's doing a lot. I mean,
and it looks like a low snap is going to have Harris just kind of fall on the ball, and maybe that'll kind of wrap things up here, as the Santa Cruz Dust Devils bounce back after their Week 2 loss to the Coolidge Bears and come out and dominate at home against the Bisbee Pumas, as it'll probably be one more knee from Harris.
I mean, classy on that, because let's be honest, they could have put up another 6 easy, I think. So it's a good thing to end. Hopefully these guys can go back. Like I said, Bisbee, you learn to forget, move on to the next game. But,
And that's going to kind of do it for us here at Santa Cruz Valley High School, as your final score is the Santa Cruz Dust Devils 42 and the Bisbee Pumas 0. We thank you guys for joining us here tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please, as Chris has mentioned throughout the night, give us a follow on our YouTube page and find out where we're going to be next week, as next Friday we will be down in Casa Grande to see the Vista Grande Spartans take on the Desert Sunrise Golden Hawks. So it should be a good region matchup there, but that's going to do it for us here at Santa Cruz High School. Your final, Dust Devils 42, Pumas 0. Thank you guys again, and you guys have a great night.